Okay. First step, identify the quadrant. Oof, bit of a delayed reaction here. There we go. So remember 0, 90, 180, 270. So enige hoek wat lê tussen 0 en 90 gaan ons daar wees. Any angle between 0 and 90, I just want to take those is equal to out. So 45 degrees will be in quadrant 1. Something like 110 degrees will be in quadrant 2. Let's say 200 degrees will be in quadrant 3. And 302 degrees will be in quadrant 4. Okay, so that's the first thing you do. You take the number I give you and identify in which one of our 4 quadrants it will be. Then you write it in terms of the reduction of that quadrant. Kom nou. Thank you. Okay. So remember in quadrant 1 we have just theta. In quadrant 2 we have 180 degrees minus theta. In 3 we have 180 plus theta. And there we have 360 minus theta. So that's what I mean with the reduction in that quadrant. I know, there it goes. Remember the different signs in the quadrants? So those are what I'm talking about. Cos is positive in 4. All of them is positive in 1, etc. Okay, and then just basic things to remember. Can always... Oh, frick. Je kan altyd veelvoudig van 360 bytel. Okay, so I'm going to jump in with a few examples. So, let's say I want you to simplify the sine of 250 degrees. Okay, first step, identify in which quadrant will we find the angle 215. Third, nee, want hy is tussen 180 en 270. Okay. Now remember, I'm not allowed to change the value of anything, but I have to write it in terms of the reduction formula in the third quadrant. So I'm going to say, wee, so nou oranje. Sin van, in the third quadrant we write 180 plus. Nee. So 180 plus what will give me 250? It's 35. Okay? I didn't change the number, I just wrote it in a different way. Do you agree? Okay, and then we do it as we always do it. So what's the sign of sine in the third quadrant? Negative, and then we throw away this part. How did I get the 35? The 180 plus is fixed. So I just ask myself, what do I add to 180 to get to 210? I'm not just making up a number. I can't change the 210. You have to get to 210 again. Okay? We're going to do a few more, you'll see. Okay, so what do we do then? We throw away this part. No? I didn't mean to draw through it. My computer is very slow today. Okay, so you throw away that part and then you're just left with sine of the acute angle. Want dis elke keer wat ons mikpunt is om hom te gaan skryf in terme van 'n skerphoek. So ons werk heeltyd na plus of minus die funksie en dan 'n skerphoek. And that's it. Another one. Kom nou, Tom. Nie julle nie, my laptop. First step, in which quadrant? Two. It's between 90 and 180. No? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So in the second quadrant, what's our reduction formula? 180 minus what? Remember, you have to get to 120 again. 60? Do you agree? What's 180 minus 60? 120. No? Okay, then you say, what is the sign of tan in the second quadrant? Wat is die teken van tan in die tweede kwadrant? Negative. Tan, you drop this part, 60. So ons het nog heeltyd hier gewerk met 'n theta en 'n theta. But instead of having like a symbol now, we have an actual angle now. But other than that, it's exactly the same. Okay, so let's do one with a negative angle. Woohoo! Okay. Okay, so because 40 is an acute angle, 40 is klaar skerphoek, this is as good as cos of something like that, which we would have just written as that. So that is just cos 40. Hoekom is hy positief? Because this is in quadrant 4 and cos is positive in 4. An alternative way to do it is to add 360 degrees. So let's do one like that. Okay, the reason why I'm not just doing this step is because do you see 200 isn't an acute angle. Okay, so I'm going to go and say, kom nou. Can't really swap between colors today. Nee? Want jy mag altyd veelvoude van 360 bytel of aftrek. Ons nog nie eindig gekom by wanneer mens aftrek nie, maar ons sal nog. So then that is sine of 160 degrees. Second. No? Because it's between 90 and 180. So if you're in the second quadrant, what is your reduction? Good. Minus what? Quick math. Okay, onthou ons mag hierdie verander nie. Hy moet weer by 160 uitkom. So hierdie een is in die tweede kwadrant, so ek gebruik 180 grade minus. Wat is die teken van sin in die tweede kwadrant? Positive. And then I just drop that part. So it's positive sine 20. Then from there it's just the normal stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Going the other way around. Good. Okay, so nou gaan julle op julle eie oefen. So those 8 for me for tomorrow, please.